It's easy to link a dimension to an equation or value in a part. Let me show you how. Here I have a blank part file. I'll start a new sketch on the top plane and sketch a simple center point rectangle using the origin for the center. Now I'll launch the dimension tool. I'd like to give this side a dimension of 6 inches, but I also want to reuse this value later. Notice this drop-down arrow here. I'll click it and select Add Equation. I'll change the dimension name to something easier to remember. Let's call it Width. And I'll set the equation to width equals 6 inches. I'll click OK, and this dimension is added. But notice the dimension value here didn't change. First, I have to link it to the equation. I'll edit the dimension and select Link Dimension from the drop-down menu. Notice the width dimension is my only choice because that's the only dimension I've defined so far. You can see the dimension updated correctly. Now I'll dimension the other side. I can either add a separate equation for the length, or I can link it to another dimension. I'll choose Link Dimension, and choose the dimension from the drop-down menu. Now I'll extrude this sketch to form a base, and I'll start a new sketch on the top face. I'll sketch a circle using the origin as the center. I'll add a dimension and use an equation to define the diameter of the circle. I'll add an equation. Diameter equals width divided by 3. And to make it interesting, let's tack on a ½ inch. Now I'll click OK, and the equation is added. I'll edit the dimension and select Link Dimension from the drop-down menu. And I'll link it to the diameter dimension from the drop-down. As soon as I do, you can see the dimension updated correctly. And that's all there is to it. You can use these techniques to define equations and link values for any dimensions you want to use.